ladies and gentlemen, as we start with our first full panel of the day, as I start inviting my speakers up here, it's time for us, while Mr. Chawla has given us a comprehensive view of the major countries, the major territories and regions, it is time to invite one speaker each for each one of the major stakeholder regions and give us a full overview. In order to do this deep dive, we have a panel of country-wise 2023 Sesame crop review and outlook. The gentleman chairing this session is Mr. Alok Bhargava from Praramb Agri Trading DMCC. Please put your hands up, gentlemen. Ladies, as I start taking your names, I request you all to please start moving towards the stage to take your place. Our panelists this morning for this session will be talking about China will be Ms. Chen Ying. Talking about India will be Mr. Rajesh Bheda. From Pakistan, we have Mr. Anil Manglani giving us the Pakistan overview. We have Mr. Abubakar Usman Karfi talking about the Nigerian picture here. From Mozambique, Mr. Jahid Nagarwala will be giving us the Mozambique overview. Mr. Farhan Wajeh is going to give us an overlook about Chad. And last but not the least, Mr. Sisay Asmare will be joining us online to bring us the complete picture from Ethiopia. Ladies and gentlemen, as our speakers and chairpersons take their stage, take their places, let me give you a brief overview, wherever available, of the people that we have seated on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a hand-picked, curated group of panelists. Each one of them is pretty heavyweight about the country that they are addressing and the topic they are talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Alok Bhargava on the chair. He is the director at Praramb Agri Trading DMCC. He is graduated from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Let me tell you that Mr. Bhargava has been recognized for his outstanding entrepreneurial contributions in the agri-commodities industry, and he was honored with the most iconic NRI award by the Government of India's Ministry of External Affairs. Additionally, his company Praramb Agri Trading DMCC has received the 2018 Emerging Re-Exporter of the Year award from the Dubai Exports Department. Let's give him a round of applause. It's such a pleasure to have his presence on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, talking to us this morning about China, well, we've got the lovely Miss Chen Ying. Talking a little bit about Miss Chen Ying, let me tell you that she is the Director of Cereals and Oils Department, also for the China Chamber of Commerce for import and export of foodstuffs, native produce and animal byproducts. While Mr. Tarun Chawla did in a very macro manner touch China, it is time to hear Ms. Chen Ying as she gets deeper into the China story. Ms. Chen Ying is also the ambassador of World Tree Nuts and Dried Fruit Council for China. She is also the Secretary General of Cereals and Oils Sub-Chamber, Tree Nuts and Dried Fruits, the Sub-Chamber for Soybean Sub-Chamber, Foodstuff Sub-Chamber and Pet Food Sub-Chamber as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we've got somebody who's an authority on the processed food business of China across all verticals. With this, let me start talking about our next speaker this morning. Yet another illustrious personality who needs no introduction in this business, Mr. Rajesh Bheda is the partner of Talakshi, Lalji and Company with over 30 years of experience in agro-industry relating to exports, processing and exports of agro-commodities with a very hands-on expertise in education in the execution of expansion and new projects. Let me also tell you at this point that Mr. Rajesh Bheda has been the past chairman of IOPEPC, which is the Indian Oilseeds and Produce Export Promotion Council under the Ministry of Commerce, with responsibilities ranging from export promotion, trade issues, interaction with government on issues relating to trade, and also being a part of the government delegations to foreign countries for trade development and bilateral talks. We also have on the stage with us Mr. Anil Manglani, who is the director of Mast Qalander Group Pakistan, and he shall be giving us the He shall be giving us the Pakistan overview. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest on the stage this morning is Mr. Farhan Wajeh from Sadida Agriculture Company, and Mr. Farhan Wajeh is going to give us an overlook about Chad, which is fastly emerging as a region of interest for sesame. Ladies and gentlemen, our next panelist this morning is Mr. Jahid Nagarwala of Alpha Group. We also have with us joining us online Mr. Sisay Asmare, and telling a little bit about Mr. Sisay Asmare. Mr. Asmare has worked in banking sector for over 8 years, but after leaving his career from banking, he joined the auditing and consultancy sector, later establishing his own firm. He then continues his business engagement by establishing his own trading and manufacturing company called RIB Industrial and Commercial PLC. And he is engaged in processing and exporting of sesame seeds, pulses and spices for the last close to 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, as I hand over this session to our chairperson up here. So ladies and gentlemen, talking about Nigeria, I'd just like to check up. We also have a speaker, Mr. Abubakar Usman Karfi. Do we have him here? Yes. So we will just find out if Mr. Karfi is delayed somewhere. He will join us on the stage as and when he walks into the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Abubakar Usman Karfi is from Silvex International, a first generation entrepreneur with close to last 15 years. He's been a player in the commodity business chain across all functions in key global markets, focusing specifically on West and Central Africa. And as he joins us shortly on the stage, he would be giving us the Nigerian overview. Ladies and gentlemen, as I leave this session in the hands of Mr. Alok Bhargava, ladies, gentlemen, a maximum of 10 minutes each for your presentations, followed by moderation and question-answer sessions. As all of you are presenting, the question-answer session will be a combined one for everyone at the end of the session. Thank you, and over to our session's chairperson.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Namaskar. Welcome to the first session of country-wise sesame seed production and the status. First of all, congratulations to Srivastava and his team for organizing at least once in a year where we all met and discuss our problems and worries. Nowadays, sesame seed is not so profitable business, so we don't discuss profits. So I think most of the people discuss only problems when they are meeting. And of course, let's hope things will change, and I wish all the members sitting here all the best for the new season which is coming in West Africa. In my presentation, what I've tried to cover is what happened in 2023. What are the countries which are producing? We have experts in some of the countries sitting here, and the countries which are not covered here, I will try to have some information on that in my presentation. And overall view, what's the African exports looks like and what the future scenario looks like. This is just a disclaimer. You know, when we started with 2023, January, the calendar year session when we start, you know, we were having some cautions like China stock that time was almost 250,000 ton plus. Everything was changing after Corona. Everyone will agree to the fact that the world before Corona and the world after Corona, that is BC and AC in the new term, before Corona and after Corona, it has completely changed. And not only the effect has become to the people life. If you look to the sesame seed, we will see that there is a lot of changes which has taken place because of the Corona in the market. Then we have currency, which is affecting almost all the countries we have been trading. Then farmer versus buyer's mentality. This we will discuss when we will have panel discussion with our country, with the experts we have. So now the question is, what should we do? Should we buy and sell, or should we sell and buy? Should we go short? Should we go long? Or should we just hedge currency? Or there is no control on the regular the policies of the various countries which have no control? Should we look into that? Should we take into that consideration? Or what's happening in the, there is so much uncertainty in the economic environment of all destination and the originating country. And again I'm mentioning there is a change in the farmers' mentality all over Africa. So what is the next step? So when we are confused, there are only two ways to get out of it. Either we go and analyze the data which is available to us, or we go as per our intuition. So we'll just have a look to some of the datas. Intuition you can decide when we finish our panel discussion. So what are the producing countries? The major producing country, if you look in the East Africa side, we have Tanzania, Mozambique, Uganda, Somalia and Malawi. And in West we have Nigeria, Niger, Mali, Burkina, Togo, Senegal. And in others I have put Brazil, the South American continent, and the Pakistan in this. Tanzania, we don't have anybody from Tanzania in our panel. So what I will do, I will just give you a brief on Tanzania. Tanzania, almost all arrivals are finished. The crop is expecting around 120 to 130,000 ton maximum. And most of the exports this year has been to Japan and China. The exports are still happening, and it's only the material with the farmers has been finished, and whatever material is now is in the hands of exporters or speculators. Quality, crushing and white, both types are there, and the season timing normally is May to August. As we hear from Mr. Tarun, the Tanzania is 90% based on the auction. And we have seen in the auction this year, especially this year, we have seen a lot of Chinese companies who are basically an importers are participating in the tender. So mostly, as he rightly commented, there is no segregation of importer and exporter in Tanzania. So Tanzania, as of now, has become an open market where the prices are so transparent as even the smallest consumer in China knows what's happening in tender and what they are expecting the prices there. Mozambique, we have Mr. Jahid as an expert here, so I will not go into much detail. We will hear from him. The approximately, the crop expectation there is approximately 90,000 metric ton. Then we have Uganda. Uganda is not a very big crop, as around 20 to 25,000 metric ton. The small, it has two crop. One is small crop, which normally comes in June, July, which is still going on. And that's a very small crop. And the big crop comes in November, December, which is yet to come. No major news from there. The crop is expected as it was in the last year, almost as the last year. Nigeria, we do have some experts from here. But till the time he joins the stage, I will just give you a brief. Nigeria season has just started. It is still 1 week to 2 week time for material to start coming in full flow. Right now, Taraba region has started, but it is coming with a slightly higher moisture. So everybody is waiting for the moisture to go down, and probably then the purchasing will start down there. The estimation crop is over 300,000 ton. Then if you look Burkina and allied, it is still 2.5 to 3 months to go for the crop to start. Crop expectation is around 180,000 metric ton. This is all combined, the Burkina, Mali and Senegal and all countries combined, which is nearby. Major export as usual is to Japan, China, and Turkey. These are the major three buyers as far as the African sesame seed is concerned. If you look at the production stages, we have this Tarun has already actually given it, so I'm just not going into much of the detail of this. But if you look into it, we have a total production of approximately 1.9 million ton. I've taken Pakistan in this based on the last estimate of 150,000 metric ton, but obviously we have Mr. Anil here. Once he present his country production, we will know what the exact figure looks like. Then we have imports to China, because China is a major import. It is around 1.07 million ton in the last year. What I wanted to emphasize here is two things. One, if you look the African export to China, it is almost 78 to 80%. So one, the Africa is the major export to China for so long. And number two, if you look into the figures in the red, which I have mentioned on the side of this slide, you will see there is a reduction up to June. There is a reduction of almost 200,000 ton metric ton in importation in China. And this could be because of various reasons. But one of the reasons could be the the fall in the consumption, which is one of which is after Corona and after the change in the habits of consumption. Rest of the world, if you look, it is almost to 1 million ton, and we have the majority of this is Japan and Turkey. And I have given figure for Japan up to April and up to May for the Turkey. That was that's Japan and Turkey is in the normal range of importation even in 2023. Then what could be the future direction of the markets? Either it is bullish or bearish, and I believe that's what for our 7 experts are here. So once we discuss, we will make a decision. Now, what is the, if you look, what is the sim of the situation? Mukul Gupta rightly said it is Khulja sim. So, but I have been trying for last 25 years that how to open sesame seed, I am still not able to open it. So it was only in the ancient thing, they were used, they can open the sesame seed, but we cannot. So today's sesame seed, if you look into the market, we have, as that could be the Sudan situation. If Sudan produces good quantity, if they are able to export, the market will definitely change. If they are not, then also market will change. Then we have the I, which could be the Indian crop and the demand for import. If crop is sufficient, if crop is good enough, the market will change. And if there is a shortage, then obviously the market will change. Then we have the market situation that demand should not change. The way we are seeing the China, the way Tarun mentioned about Japan, if the consumption keep decreasing, we might see the changes in the market situation. Then we have supply from Africa, which obviously includes Nigeria and Burkina, because Burkina still there is 3 months when we know how the crop will look like. Then we have another I, that is the currency situation. Latest we have Nigeria currency situation, which has affected the, at least for the 1 week, there was so much of confusion there that nobody was knowing what they are supposed to do. The currency was going out at 950 and suddenly government made it 780. So it made the export, 26% sudden change in the export, and nobody was knowing what has to be done in Nigeria. And lastly, for M is management of logistic. How a person can manage the logistic will definitely affect our sesame seed. This is all from me, and thank you. Now we will start our country-wise presentation, and we will start with our China expert. So I would like to invite Mrs. Chen Ying to please come and present his country production and other details. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on behalf of Chinese sesame industry, I would like to congratulate on the opening of the World Sesame Peanut Conference held in the beautiful city Amman, and I wish the conference will complete success. My name is Chen Ying. I'm from the China Chamber of Commerce for import and export of foodstuffs, native produce, and animal byproducts. I would like to introduce China Chamber of Commerce first. And the China Chamber of Commerce of import and export of foodstuffs, native produce, and animals byproducts, established in September 1988, is the largest international trade organization of the food and culture products in China, with more than 4,300 members and prices all over China. Over the past 3 years, since its establishment, CFNA has carried out a number of the changes, discussions, negotiations, and matchmaking activities focused on the promoting development of China sesame and peanuts industry and the promoting practical cooperation. Now, I would like to make a brief introduction on the situation of Chinese sesame industry in which you are interested, and welcome any constructive opinions and suggestions from you. From this sheet, you will see that the past 10 years, the production of the sesame in China has not changed too much and has been hovering around 450,000 metric tons. Green area are Henan, Anhui, and Hubei province. They are the major white sesame area. Red area is the Jiangxi province, which is the major black sesame area. Along with the economic growth in China, China's demand for sesame has increased in recent years. Now, China has become the first greatest sesame importer in the world. China sesame import increased from the 440,000 in 2013 to more than 1 million metric tons, reached peak of the 1.1 million metric tons in 2021. From the price point of the view, the lowest is in the 2016, that is the 1,027 US dollar. The highest is the 2018 US dollar in 2014 years. The import is still increased in 2014, indicated that the demand for the sesame in Chinese market is strong, although the price has impacted, demand is still exists. Now, I would like to introduce some of the Chinese sesame import. We summarized the number of the Chinese sesame import in the past 10 years from the 2013 to 2023, and we found that in the past 10 years, Ethiopia is the largest supplier to China, followed by the Sudan, Nigeria, Togo, Tanzania, and so on. However, you can see from the figure on the right that in 2022, China's major volume from the Niger is the largest, followed by the Sudan. Ethiopia is only ranked 8, which indicated that the changes of the China's supplier country is also great. From this sheet, you will see that this year, China import from the Nigeria is the largest, Nigeria around the largest supplier, followed by the Sudan. China is major sesame import sesame from the Africa country. Those countries enjoy zero tariff treatment like Sudan, Niger, Togo, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and so on, accounting for over 80% of the total import. From the 2021, in recent 0 years, Pakistan sesame can export to China with zero tariff. So Asia countries like India and Myanmar are also importing sesame origin to China. For particular concern is that maybe China this year will open the import of the sesame from Brazil this year. And it is believed that sesame from the South Africa will continue to increase in the future. In the first 7 months of this year, China imported 80,000 metric tons of sesame, decreased by 33%. Top of the region is Niger, Sudan, Togo, Ethiopia, and Myanmar, accounting for 82% of the total. Sesame seeds production in Africa decreased, and that is why is the reason of China at this year import is reduced. And also another reason is the price is reached the highest since 2016. And this year the highest price sometimes reached $2,000 metric tons. Another reason is we think that the renminbi exchange rate against the US dollar is devalued. At the beginning of this year, the renminbi exchange to the US dollar is 6.8, and in recent days is 7.3, and devalued 7%. That means the purchasing of the power of the renminbi has fallen. And also you could think that is so Chinese will reduce to import some sesame from the international market. And for reason we think that the weak domestic demand and also reduce, and also called to the Chinese reduce to import sesame from the international market. There's a very funny thing I would like to tell you about that. For the peak price of in China, that is a clear indicator of the how good or bad of the Chinese economics. This year, the price of the pork is around 16 to 17 renminbi. That is about $2 for 1 kilo of the kilos. Generally, that is to $4. And so I think that that is indicated for the Chinese people have no money to buy the food they needed, because pork is the large one Chinese people consume. They are the meat, so that is very clear indicated that the Chinese economic is not quite good. From this seed, I would like to talk about the Chinese export. Maybe you make some joke why China also had a Chinese sesame seeds export. As you know that in the past 3 years, China is the large one exporter of the sesame country in the world, and we export also to the Japanese and Korea. At the beginning of my go to the CFNA to work, I lead Chinese delegation to sell the sesame to the Japanese and Korea. And because they think that the Chinese sesame is sweet, not bitter, and the skin is very sea. So up to now, they still to consume some Chinese sesame, although Chinese sesame price is much higher. And maybe in recent years, it's about 3,000 metric tons. Maybe you're not very interested in it, so I don't say Chinese export, more. And I would like to introduce some Chinese market of this year. And the sesame of planting in China is closely related of the price of the corn and the peanut, according to the latest survey. The plant area is increased more than 20% of this year. That is many reasons. The price is high, and the government is giving much subsidies and encourage farmers to grow more sesame. So the planting of the area is increased. And up to now, the weather of the condition is favorable, and the sesame grows very good. We're looking forward to have a good crop of this year. But still, the Chinese production couldn't meet the demand of domestic demand. So far, China is still will import much sesame seeds from the international market. But the sesame price is continue. We think that the stock at the pork, I think is not high. Generally, at the port stock is about 200,000 metric tons, but this year is 140,000 metric tons to 180,000 metric tons. So it's reduced lower in stocking. But we think that the sesame price is continue to shock a little higher level. The import will be surely decreased in 2023. Import of the next few months will be determined by the RMB exchange rate against the US dollar, supplier from the Tanzania, Mozambique, and Pakistan. And Chinese also, we think that the export will reduce the 30%. So I think that I'm not think good economic. So Chinese and the prices and I think they will hesitate, and they couldn't buy directly, or they will hesitate, and they're looking forward how the Chinese economic and consumptions. Although in the next few months is a Chinese mooncake festival or spring festival, it's a high consumption season, but the people have a very low money, so we think that the price not too much higher because it's, the domestic market is very weak. I'm here. I welcome all of you to attend the Chinese International Sesame Conference, which is held in Chongqing, China, September 14 to 15, and the conference will be attended by more than 500 people from all over the world, and especially many of the Chinese importers. Please scan the QR code in the lower left corner to register. And also, I'm sincerely welcome you to there and looking for everybody to there. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now I would like to invite our India expert, Mr. Rajesh. Mr. Rajesh, Sheyasta is reminding me that we have 5 minutes for each speaker.
No problem. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this conference for inviting me to be a speaker here. Before I start, I have been in Jordan for about more than a week, and trust me, it's a beautiful country. Whoever has not been should go around. It's really worth it. Can I? I'll make it fast. I'll talk about the Indian sesame situation over here. This is an overview of the Indian sesame scenario. India is a key sesame producer in the world, and the production ranges between 500 to 650,000 metric tons per year. We have all varieties like white, black, yellow, brown. Different sizes as the bold and small varieties are grown in India. Sesame is grown in various state provinces throughout India. The time of harvest, type and quality of seeds varies in different states. India is has a well-developed sesame hulling industry with a capacity of about 250,000 metric tons per annum. India also processes and exports crude and refined sesame seed oil in bulk and small consumer packaging. There are about 90 notified varieties of sesame seed in India. India has non-hybrid seed. About 30 varieties are already in the seed chain, and India has non-GMO sesame. Annual production, as I said, 500 to 650,000. Annual export ranges from around 200 to 250,000 metric tons. This is for last 4 or 5 years. Share in global production ranges between 7 to 9%. Share in global export, we share about 9 to 11%. Say 10% is where India is. Local consumption in India is increasing year by year. As they said, like health industry or other food items and everything, sesame is being used more and more. Also in a lot of religious activities, sesame is used. This is, again, my friends have told about the world. I am not going to say, I will just say India, if you say average, India is at 15.5%. Production, India is about 11%. Export, India is about 3%. Tarun and they have given overview on this, so I'll make it short. These are the major sesame growing states, provinces in India. Like if you see, the yellow ones are the major and the green ones are other, where we get some sesame also. Now India harvest season in various states. Like we have winter, Kharif, which the harvest will be in October to December ranging. Pre-summer will be January, February. Summer crop will be April to June. Post-summer will be July, August. Now pre and post-summer is less than 10% of the total crop of India. Indian exports, these are the country where India exports mainly to. If you say percentage wise, Korea is at about 16.5%, European Union is 10%, US is 7% of the Indian exports. So this is the data is from our Director General of Foreign Trade, Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, April to March figures. There is detail of sesame seed exports in India. The export figures like 21-22 was 242, 22-23 was 228. April to June figures are out for 23-24, which is at around 71,000 metric tons right now. India import of sesame seed, this is again April to March. 2021 was about over 100,000 tons, 21-22 was around 21,000 tons, 22-23 64,000 tons, 23-24 is 11,000 tons. This is again April to June for 23-24. During 23, India imported mainly from Sudan, Brazil and Nigeria, accounting to over 88% share from these three countries. Our imports came from. Higher imports by India are a direct correlation with the production level. Higher the production of sesame seed, lower are the imports and vice versa. It's very much price related also. As we told you, India has a good hulling capacity of around 250,000 metric tons, and it's a major supplier for the hull sesame throughout the world. So if the production is lower in India, we will have to import sesame to cater to the world market. The Indian sesame seed crop in 2023, basically, if you see the planting area, what the government, this is according to the government data and IOPPC crop survey, which has always been almost particular, perfect. I think IOPPC is also having a crop survey done just before the harvesting season, and they have a conference, IOPPC, we have a conference on 27th to 29th of October in a beautiful city of Jaipur in Rajasthan this year, and we would invite everyone to be a part there to, you know, get more knowledge on the sesame. There are going to be speakers worldwide and other members coming from the world. So, and in this slide, if you notice, there is a vast difference of sowing and harvest in states of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. So basically, if you say planting area, I have shown as if about 401, and harvest area in Uttar Pradesh was 318. This was because of excessive rainfalls last year, and the area had got damaged. So the harvest area was much lower than the sowing. Same was in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Current situation and area under sesame cultivation. These are the different states where sesame cultivation is in there. So Uttar Pradesh, basically this is about 100,000 hectares. My figures are in. So 3.6 in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh 3.41, Rajasthan 2.72, Gujarat, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and other origins. The area as, this is the area of government figures as of 11th August, and production will be, whatever yield or the production will be on the weather. Whatever the weather, you know, behaves, or how the we see rains have been less this year. It was excessive rains last month, but we have almost a dry spell for around 25 to 30 days now, and 1 or 2 cycles of rain is needed for this. And as I say, IOPP has the survey, so they will, after the survey, we will be having the exact crop size. As out now is only guesstimate, or not even estimate right now. So it's everyone's guess. Someone is at a higher figure, someone is at a lower figure, but yeah, it's guesstimate right now. Advantages and observations. This is advantages what India has. India has a unique distinction of being a producer, consumer, exporter and an importer. Sound processing and logistic infrastructure and hulling capacity of around 250,000 metric tons. Cleaning and color sorting capacity exceeding around 500,000 metric tons per annum. packing capability of small consumer packs to jumbo bags of 1,000 kilos and plus. Good network of seaports and inland dry ports plus road networks enable quick export connection. Digital processing of documents in last 4 or 5 years has streamlined pre and post export procedures. India enjoys a geopolitical stability. Observation: India production over last few years has stagnated. Exports have declined and domestic consumption is on rise. Efforts are taken by IOPPC to identify reasons and take corrective steps to improve yield. New varieties are being developed and might result in enhanced yield 3-4 years from now. Though China is the largest importer of sesame seed, India only shares in comparison to their import is less than 2% of Chinese imports. Before that, I would like to tell you summer crop, what Tarun said and as I said, which is a very important crop and it's a growing crop. IOPPC is doing a full effort to see that the summer crop is not only grown in Gujarat, but it is moving to other states also. We have friends here from India who are from UP, from other origins, and even they are, with their help and IOPPC's help, they are talking to the government agencies there, and sowing will increase in summer. Summer yield is at around 1100 and 20-30 kgs, 1150 kgs, whereas winter crop or the rain-fed crop, we have a yield of around 350 in a good year and 240 in a bad year. So eyes are on summer crop, and summer crop will increase in coming years. Thank you. Disclaimer, again, this is what I have, the data from the government bodies and IOPPC, and does not really constitute for any business decision. If you can contact with us. Thank you once again, Srivastava and the team for having me over. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh. I would like to now invite Mr. Abubakar from Nigeria to present.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Abubakar Usman Karfi. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Silvex International and representing the President of the Nigerian Sesame Seed Association, Mr. Sharif Balogun, who is unavoidably absent here, who ought to have been here to present this. This is his presentation, so I'm presenting on his behalf. Permit me to stand all the existing protocols. Okay, next. All right. These are thank you. These are some of the point of discussions we intend to go through in the paper Mr. President ought to present. This is just brief about the association, because the association entails the growers, the aggregators, processors, and exporters, all critical stakeholders in the sesame seed value chain in Nigeria, housed under this association, and the association has over 250,000 members cut across different parts of Nigeria, operating along the sesame seed value chain. The association came into being in 2002, about 21 years ago. The association intends to hit 1 million metric tons sesame seed production in the country. As we may be aware, Nigeria currently produces between 350 to 580,000 metric tons of sesame seed, is the second largest producer in Africa and the fifth in the world. Currently, just like I've mentioned, these are the composition of the association, and association is working along different, with different stakeholders to especially address challenges that we observe coming from the global market, especially issues has to do with the quality. So the association is engaging all critical stakeholders, including multinationals operating in Nigeria like Wakot, Valency, and a lot of other companies. Like we have said, we are producing up to 580 metric tons with very, very much determination to increase this production. And it may interest you to know that Nigeria has over 35 million hectares of arable land, out of which 5 million hectares is very, very suitable for the production of sesame seed. Okay. So out of 36 states of Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, 26 states are very, very suitable for the production of sesame seed in large scale that can grow in any part of the 26 states of the Federation. There are three major sesame seed, as you know, that we produce in the country: brown mix, white, and black seed. All can be found in Nigeria, and the season starts from August. That is a harvest season. The season has already started. The early crops from particularly Taraba State is available for those of you who are familiar with the trend. And these are the map of the production belt in the country, regionally, usually between northeast and the middle belt of the country that produce this sesame seed. Value of what we produce is currently at $670 million in the country, and we hope to also increase that. These are some of the data generated from the National Bureau of Statistics and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. But also very important, almost 90 to 95% now of the sesame seed we produce is not meant for local consumption. It's all targeting key global market for export. And these are some of the major buyers, like you have known: China, Turkey, India, Japan, and some part of Europe. These are some of the major importers. As you know, India, Germany, Turkey, China, and Japan are the major off-takers from Nigeria, and most likely other countries and other continents. These are some of the qualities, like we have mentioned, of what we do. But currently, whole sesame in Nigeria is just coming to stream, because mostly from Nigeria we export the raw sesame. Just after the primary cleaning, we don't do most of value addition. But currently, there are a lot of investment going on to continue to do value addition and take processed sesame to global market. These are some of the players in the market. And these are some of the data from 2017 to 2022. Now, these are like we have said, with the composition of the association or the players in the value chain, from the farm gate to aggregators to local buying agent or commission agent, then stockpiles, oil millers, retailers. This is how the chain plays, as you may be aware. The production in the country, the major challenge today we are facing is basically because of the first handling issues. Up to now in Nigeria, there is no mechanized system to address the first handling issues related to the production from the farm gate. This is really why our production has not been increasing, and our yield has been significantly reducing simply because of this. And you know, we have very small scale farmers constituting about 70 to 80% of the production. So unless we have large scale production by large scale commercial farmers, we may not achieve that. And more so, the yield is also not very impressive, because we used to have less than 1 metric ton per hectare. And of course, there is also not very good agronomic practices among the farmers, except those big companies doing it in a large scale, doing in-grower, outgrower, or direct production in a particular location. That is where you may have very good agronomic practices in place. Also, the processing procedure, like we have mentioned, especially related to first handling, storage, and logistics are serious challenges, because combine these indices together to from the production to handling to logistics is a very serious issue. So that is where most of the farmers lose about 40% of the production from the farm gate. So this is really, really a serious issue that all stakeholders, including the government, are working seriously to address, which we believe will in a long way increase the production. Likely, the market, we expect to see a lot of progress, especially with the coming of the new administration in the country, which is pro-market. And of course, we believe that a lot of things will change. We are very, very much hopeful with the new Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Trade and Investment to do a lot of things to change the narrative. There is also a need for collaboration with the research institutions to see how we can work with other global partners to increase the yield, because most of these things come from research and innovation, and we ought to collaborate with the research institutions, particularly universities and other specialized research institutions, to improve the yield we are getting from the our farmers are getting. We are also looking at a situation where we'll attract serious investors to come and invest in the country so that they can do value addition before the export, because we believe that will go a long way in improving the economy of the country and of course the economy of scale of the entire value chain in the sesame seed. We are also, like I said, looking for a private sector. The association is reaching out to a lot of players to see how they can collaborate and work together to improve the practices and market. Now, before I leave the stage, it is very important to understand that the market is likely going to be very, very good this year, simply because there is an improvement in terms of production from some part of the country. Even some states, about 5 states that are no longer producing sesame are now producing sesame, where there used to be a serious security challenge. So we expect to see a lot of improvement in terms of output of the production coming from some part of the country. With this, I say thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Abubakar. Now we move to Asia, and I would invite Mr. Manglani to speak on Pakistan.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. This is Anil Manglani from Qalander Group, Pakistan. Unfortunately, my brother Mahesh Maharaja Manglani. Oh, thank you. That's much better. Now I hope everyone can see me. Yeah, unfortunately, my brother Mahesh Raja Manglani is unable to attend this conference this year. I am here to present the outlook of Pakistani market and crop for this year. Can you have the slides? It's not working. Yeah, starting with the introduction of my company, Qalander Group. The Qalander Group plays a strategic role in the imports, exports, manufacturing, processing and intermediary in the raw and processed agriculture commodities. Also trading value chain including organization, processing, branding, merchandising and distribution, thereby reaping operational synergies and cost efficiency, transferring final benefits to end users. We are exporting sesame since 10 years. We are the one of the most top 3 importers of pulses, grains and spices and oilseeds into Pakistan. Currently we are having multiple processing facilities of sesame, rice and pulses. Coming back to the crop, 2022, last year's sesame crop summary. Last year carry forward crop was 0 and last year's total crop was 200,000 metric tons, and exports from 2022 to 23 July was around 85,000 metric ton, and border trays were around 25,000 metric ton, and locally consumed it was around 30,000 metric tons. Damaged crop was 60,000 metric ton due to heavy floods in our region. Coming to 2023 sesame crop stats, expected hybrid production is around 60%, expected synth production is around 25%, and farmi production is around 15%. Most of the farmers have switched sowing to hybrid seeds due to quality issues in farmi type seeds in previous year because of heat wave rain and pest attack. Fortunately, this year the rains were adequate with very little or no heat, which resulted the crop to be better than previous year in terms of yield, quality, size, color, or overall quality. We see 10 to 20% increase in acreage this year as many farmers have utilized their land of other crops such as cotton, corn, and rice. Harvesting period generally starts from August onwards for hybrid and farmi type seeds. This year the harvesting period for synth type would be earlier and arrival should start by mid-September. Current year average per yield acre is 380 kg in growing areas. Further synth type seeds yield is unknown for the next 15 days. Sesame crop for 23 price expectation and total crop. Estimated crop production this year would be around 225,000 metric ton. Maybe 10% varies plus or minus. Estimated border trade would be around 25,000 metric ton, and local consumption would be around 30,000 ton, and estimated damage would be around 11,000 metric ton. That is the 5% of the total crop. And estimated export we are expecting total would be from 150,000 to 160 and 175,000. May varies 10%. The arrival have started from all the growing areas. Despite less selling locally, price is always a question. Buyers expect less and sellers want higher price due to volatility. There are rumors for crop being 30,000 metric ton, but yield this year is not the same. Every seller have different price. Considering the demand, average selling price, average price would be around 1725 USD FOB. So these are the main basic issues we are facing in Pakistan, or we can say these are the main factors affecting the sesame market: logistics and currency and shipping. Pakistani currency has been steadily devaluating in comparison to the US dollar over the past few years. There are several factors contributing to the devaluation of the Pakistani rupee in comparison to the US dollar. These include a trade imbalance, political instability, inflation, interest rates, debt burden, and a lack of foreign investments. The increase in fuel prices, electric charges, and labor charges have affected the cost of production, including higher transportation costs. Currently, there are no complications with shipping, but there may be shortage of containers in future due to the factors including rice ban from India and demand shall divert to Pakistan market. Buyers' expectation. That's obvious and simple. Buyers always expect the best quality and very less price. High expectation from buyers this year due to the size of crop. The buyers are satisfied with the quality of the seeds this year. The buyer is not very aggressive now, as there are not rumors that the crop in China itself will be greater than before. However, the buyers are taking some positions. Many parcels have been shipped from now new crop. Quality must be the key for final consumer and value-adding industries, as some buyers are price conscious, due to which the end user suffers and compromises in terms of quality. However, the entry of many new market actors in Pakistan sesame industry have created a very good competition for the buyers who are not quality conscious. And thank you for your time, and thank you everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Anil. Now I would like to invite Mr. Jahid to present on Movenpick.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank you, WSPC, and whole team of WSPC for this wonderful opportunity. Myself, Jahid Nagarwala from Alpha Group. I'm a director of Alpha Group AgroX Gulf Holding. We are one of the leading processor and exporter of African origin sesame, peanuts and pulses from various agricultural land of Africa. Mozambique, Sudan, Tanzania, Togo, Benin and Senegal. We are doing these operations past 18 years. Today I am going to give you some highlights on Mozambican sesame crop 2023. So let's start with Mozambican quality. As you all aware that Mozambique is one of the best quality in East Africa. Almost all areas of Mozambique producing the same white sesame seed. Some of area now also started producing the black sesame seed, but that is a very few quantity. Crops normally starts in June to September. Mozambique sesame is rich in the oil, near 50 to 52%, very low in FFA, but raw cargo have a high admixture percent. To reach 99% purity, you must need a good machine setup. These are the production area in the Mozambique, where you can see the central area and a north area, which is the main production area, and they're exporting from the Bheda port and Nakala port. Let me give some highlight on current crop 2023. For this year 2023, Mozambique has produced approximately 75,000 to 80,000 tons of sesame, which is near 15 to 25% less than the benchmark crop of 100,000 tons. Among of that 80,000 tons, 40 to 45,000 tons crop has been shipped out and remaining yet to be shipped, and very few cargo remain unsold with exporters. No significant stock remain with exporter in hand. So my view, there is no any much effect on international market by Mozambican stocks. The new arrivals also has been finished, so there is no more carry forward stocks in Mozambique. If we talk about prices, current year Mozambique started from 1830 to 1850 C&F level and reached to 1900 level in early June. In beginning of July, the price came down to 1780 to 1800 level for the short period, and again it was recovered to 1850 level. Same way in the bush area of Mozambique, the price started with 90 to 95 meticais, the local currency, and it was reached to 105 to 1110 meticais, and again it was in the fall until 85 meticais per kilo in the bush areas. Normally Mozambique's major buyer is China, but this year surprisingly Turkey have bought lot of Mozambican cargo with better price than China, which was a feel good factor for Mozambican local exporters. Another factor, that the container shortage and port congestion, which was the last year which was very high, this year is much improved. The port also a good movements in the port now, and also containers availabilities are far better. These are some negative factors which may be going to affect the future trade of Mozambique also. From July 2023, Oilseed Department of Mozambique, they are trying to put 2.5% export duty on all oil seeds, including sesame seeds, soya beans and cottons. Yet this law not implemented forcefully, but local authority already started pushing, and exporters are trying to manage by their own way, but that is increasing their unexpected cost. Maybe in future this will be a panic for the next coming crop. Yet this year also many exporters are fighting to control these export duties, but still there is no any good news. Since last 2-3 years, Mozambique sesame is not too much profitable for the exporters. Maybe due to the overbooking, over forward tradings, uncertain percentage of the admixtures. Another side, many small and unknown companies on local ports, they are playing with export price declarations. By that, they are gaining extra on forex trade, on forex profit, and the same mechanism genuine traders and all traders cannot use. So genuine exporters and all exporters, they have to face loss, or they have to work on a low margin, and that's are affecting their volumes. Even we have noted many small companies and some newcomers companies, they started exporting unclean cargo directly to containers, which is quite impossible for genuine exporters. These all factors are pushing Mozambican sesame trade on negative pressure, and that is affecting the most the old exporters are decreasing their volumes. These are the some historical data. The 2020 it was a huge crop, and after that was decreasing the crop. You can feel that one. These are the price comparison. Starting in the May June, it was a low price started, and then it will gain to $1,900, and again it was started back to 1,800, and now constantly trying is 1,850. That's all. That's from my side. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jahid. Now I would like to invite Mr. Raja from Chart to speak on Chart.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you, first of all, to our beautiful country in Jordan, here in the Dead Sea, at the lowest point on earth. Let's build the deepest foundation for international collaboration between our companies, our institution, and our government. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Burhan Waji Abu Auda. I'm the GM of Sadida Agriculture International Group in Chad, in N'Djamena, Chad. As one of the first international companies that have penetrated the market in Chad, as one of the countries that there's a little and vague information about the production of sesame in it. So today we're going to shed some light on the production of sesame seeds in Chad. This is our agenda for today. We're going to talk about the portfolio, and we're going to talk about the government policy, prices, and the foundation of our organization there in Chad. First of all, Chad, as an annual season, it produces over 140 metric tons of sesame seeds of a wide variety. Exporting and importing the sesame seeds from Chad goes through the Mina of Douala in the Cameroon. Also, the consumption of the sesame seeds in Chad is very low, so approximately 96% from the national production go to exports. More than half of that goes to Turkey, China, India, and all over the world. The season for the 2023 in Chad we have been facing a couple of factors this season. First of all, the war in Sudan that put a huge pressure on the Chadian farmers, traders for the demand of sesame seeds. That made farmers plant more, use a lot of resources. Approximately, we are going to, the country of Chad is going to expand from 140 metric tons. This season, we are expecting around 200 metric tons of sesame seeds to be produced. The government has put all of their resources on resources, providing machinery, funding for the farmers, small firms, medium firms, and even investments, so they can expand their output. Weather challenges. Every year we have stable weather in Chad. The weather in Chad is tropical, very hot, very dry. It's suitable for the sesame seeds. Sometimes we have little more rain than we can handle. Because of the poor infrastructure, some of the crops will be damaged. Planting of sesame seeds in Chad is going is between two areas, the southern and northern parts of the country. The southern part, we have huger farms because we have more infrastructure there. And also, we have two large markets in the country of Chad, one in N'Djamena, Chad, and one in Bondo, Chad. So government policy, the government policy in Chad with the new presidency, we have less than 2% taxes on sesame seeds. Exporting is highly encouraged. International companies are highly encouraged to buy. Shipping, logistics, we have some challenges with shipping logistics because it's a landlocked country. It takes a couple of weeks to get to Douala port in Cameroon. But by the end of the day, it's safe and reliable. We have the challenges, and we also, with planning, with using our infrastructure, we can achieve that. So the pricing expectation for the 2023 this year, because of the fluctuation in the prices because of the Sudan, the prices started very high this year as $1,200 US to $1,600 US in Chad. We're going to talk a little bit about Sadida Foundation now, a foundation that was created in 2000. Ms. Chad or our company, please contact these contacts. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Mr. Raja. Okay, Mr. Sisay from Ethiopia is online, so we'll just see him on the screen, and he would like to update on Ethiopian position.
So ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Asmari joins us online, this is just to let you all know, for everyone that is clicking photographs of the slides, all the presentations of the conference will be live on the website in a few days from now, by the end of the week. So sit back, enjoy the presentations, and you can download all of those from the website later.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Sisay.
Are you listening? Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to reach to you online. I was supposed to come to this prestigious meeting, but because of the current situation in Ethiopia, I was out of the reach of the data and everything, so I couldn't prepare the presentation, and I couldn't attend this meeting. By getting this chance, give you some information about Ethiopian sesame seed production and current situation. This year, the because of the attractive nature of the market, the price is good, so a lot of land is covered with sesame seed, and the weather condition is perfect. And from the government office, I've got information about the plantation size, about 500,000 hectares of Humara type sesame seeds planted, and 300,000 hectares of Wallaga type sesame seed is planted. And if we do it with the Ethiopian minimum productivity rate of 0.3 metric ton per hectare, we could get about 150,000 metric ton of whitish sesame seed, whitish Humara type sesame seed, and about 90,000 metric ton of Wallaga type sesame seed. In total, about 240 metric ton sesame seed we are estimating this much. From previous year, with minimum the stock we have not more than 10,000 metric tons. 7,000 metric ton is still in Ethiopia, but because of this the road network and the transportation problem at this time, half of it maybe will not be ready for transportation this time. And last year we have exported about 130,000 metric ton sesame seed, and it was the lowest in Ethiopian history. And because of this attractive nature of the market, a lot of land is covered with sesame seed. And for the marketing, I don't know what will happen. There is a live clash between the government of power and the society at large. So I don't know how it will be calmated, and we'll trade next year crop. We'll see after few months. Thank you. We'll have question, please ask me.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Sisay, can you hear me?
Hello? Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you said the production estimate for 2023 is around 240,000 metric ton. Am I right?
240,000.
And you feel this all will be available for export?
The production is very good. The crop, the weather condition is good. But I'm not quite sure about the security situation. The security situation, if it is improved, it will be available for market. But if things remain under this circumstance, it is difficult to reach out to the international market.
Okay. Okay. And what could be the reason of fall of production? Is government doing anything on that?
Pardon me, please.
I asked, has government doing anything on for this fall in the production? Because the production has come down from 300 plus to now we are talking of last year export of 130 and now about 200,000 odd ton.
Yes, the production has been declined because of two reasons. One, the security situation of Ethiopia is not good for the last 5 years. Everywhere, especially the sesame growing area, there is a clash between people with the government. So most of the land were not properly cultivated. Secondly, the market also was not attractive the market price was not attractive. So that farmers converted their land to other crops like soybean. The production of sesame seed have increased for up to last year crop. But this year, because of the attractive nature of the market, is are selling over 2,000 per metric ton. So the local farmers are encouraged to plant their land with sesame seed. So improving, we see great improvement in productive and coverage. We have also our own land farm in the western part of Ethiopia, and our neighbors, including us, is planting. We planted sesame seed, and the condition is good. Because of this data not reachable to the growing area, I couldn't present the crop status. Otherwise, the coverage and the crop condition is good for next year. We worry only for the security issue. The road transport is blocked, and this transportation is not working this time. I don't know for next what will do the government and the rebel forces.
Okay. One last question, Mr. Sisay. What is price expectation in Ethiopia? Price expectation.
Price expectation, globally, as my friend from Chad presented, the price was attractive for 2000 this crop season. So, seeing the plantation is increasing, and Ethiopian condition also same, and better production is expected in the next crop season. So price may be stable if the demand situation, especially from China, if it's not improving, price will be a little bit decline, and maybe up to 1,800 it will reach at that level. But the product, because of the productivity of the sesame seed is very low, and the production cost, the cost of production of the sesame is very high. Farmers are not willing to sell cheap. They will wait until the market will. They will sell only if the market does not improve. So the price better world supply of sesame seed will be better, and price may be stable or a little bit decline from current situation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sisay. Thanks for joining us. I think due to constraint in time, what I will do, I will
thank you, Mr.
Yeah, thank you. I will just take one or two questions from each presenter, and then probably we can open floor for the audience for the questions. So I will start with. Madam Chen, what is the stock position as of now in China? Yeah, quantity.
Yeah, I just at my presentation I also mentioned about that, and this year the stock at the port is very lower. As the January other year maybe about 200,000 metric tons at the port and the stomach, and people can buy and sell at the Qingdao Huangdao port. But this year it is lower. Maybe the lowest is 140,000 metric tons, and up is to the 180,000 metric tons. So I think maybe the next few months will China Moon Cake Festival, a New Year Festival, and the Spring Festival. I think that that will be more lower. But also I mentioned that Chinese domestic market is not quite good, it's weak, and the Chinese foreign currency is not good. And also, you could from the GDP of the Chinese government, the target of this year. Next year maybe 9%, 9, 7, 8, but this year is only 5. So that is the Chinese situation.
And one more thing, you mentioned that Sudan share in 2022 was almost 16% in China import, and even in 2023 you said it is number 2 position. So how do you feel the situation of Sudan, how it will affect the China?
Yeah, frankly, I would say that Sudan is a big supplier of Chinese market, and the Sudan situation influence the Chinese market. But maybe this will Chinese growth this year. Chinese domestic sesame grows good. Maybe further with the lake of the short of the Sudan, and also maybe the weaker market will not import as before. Yeah, I think that we hope the Sudan's problem will resolve quickly. Yeah.
Okay. And one last question for you. We heard that China is under discussion to allow Brazil import into the country?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It will also be some sort of replacement for Sudan? Quantity-wise, not quality-wise.
I hope so, I so. But Chinese government and Brazil government discussion quickly. And as you know that at the beginning of this year, at end of March, the Zola visit of China and lead a big delegation, and we both of two countries signed an MOU to promotion the business relations between our two countries. Many of Chinese and MOU agreement are reached by the two countries. I hope that Brazil can further with and the shortage of the Sudan, and there are also the oil crashing sesame seeds. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rajesh, you didn't mention any production figure for the coming crop.
See, as I told you, we have a sowing area I have given. Usually the yield ranges between around, for the winter crop is around 350 kgs per hectare. On a bad year, if there is too much of excessive rains, we have seen yields going down to around 250 also. So we had very good rains earlier, and the last 1 month the rains have not been there. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and let's hope we get some good showers in coming next 8 or 10 days in the sesame growing area, which will help the industry. But it's, as I told you, still everything is a guesstimate. Till the survey is done or anything is done. Well, on my take, a sesame growing doesn't need too much of water. 1 or 2 waters from now also would be good enough for the sesame. So around 250,000 tons would be my guess, personal. IUPPC survey is there. Let us figures be out, but don't do any decisions on my guesstimates right now. Yeah.
Okay. And another thing, India recently bought cargo from Brazil, and some of the people bought from Somalia and West Africa. So we have seen when they were buying, there was a spike in the market. So what's your comment for the next 2 or 3 months?
India is mainly buying sesame for, again, re-export, that is hulling and re-export. We didn't have there was not much carry forward from the winter crop before we harvested summer crop, and there was very good demand for summer crop. In fact, summer crop is almost exhausted now. It's hardly anything is available in the market, and we have seen stockists buying, exporters bought good. There was very good export demand from China, Turkey, some other Arabian countries, and we did, there was a very good business at that time. Now, to survive the hulling industry, we need some seeds, at least until November, December. So that's why they're bought. And we have seen some good demand of hull sesame coming in from the world also.
Okay. We move to Mr. Anil. Okay. Mr. Anil, you said the total port export quantity will be around 150,000 ton.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you feel this 150,000 ton will all go to China?
No, I think we have different destinations for buying. Majority is China and some European countries also buying and some Middle Eastern also.
Okay. What the percentage you think?
Currently, I can't give you the exact percentage.
No, rough.
Around 60 to 80% to China and 20 to 25% to other countries maybe.
Okay. So if it is 60%, that means almost last year figure was around 80,000 tons. So it will be more or less same for China?
Can vary.
Can.
I'm not sure about the percentages.
Okay. And what do you feel? You mentioned about currency situation in Pakistan. So what's the update and what do you feel it will affect the Sesame market in what way?
Obviously, currency will affect a lot because due to the production cost, the Sesame market can go up, and due to dollar devaluation, the inflation rate in Pakistan is increasing day by day. So it's very unstable due to a lot of reasons, as I mentioned in my presentation, political reasons and a lot of many reasons.
Okay. And just to know, you mentioned 3 variety there: Farmi, Sindh, and Hybrid. So just one difference between all 3.
Mostly hybrid and Sindh variety are mostly same. Hybrid is a bit bold and whitish in color, and Sindh variety is also the same, but Sindh variety there is very less sowing. So now there's only 15 to 20% Sindh variety, and Farmi is for oil, basically for oil crushing, and it's more yellowish in color, and the seed is very not that bold compared to the Farmi and compared to the hybrid and that one.
Compared to the hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay. So Farmi, you said it's a small size?
Yeah, it's little bit smaller size. It's better for oil crushing.
Better for oil crushing.
Yeah, but hybrid and Sindh variety is used for mostly bakery and hulling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Farmi is better used for oil crushing.
Okay. And one last question: what quantity you feel has already been exported out of Pakistan? Say until 15th of September.
Until 15th September, I can't mention in quantity, but varies because it's just started. After 18th of August, the cargo started arriving. So I can't mention in numbers exactly. Maybe 1,000 tons or maybe 2,000 tons, not more than that. Because cargo has just started arriving.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Vaja, it was nice to hear about chart. I think this is your first, I have seen chart presentation for the first time in any of the conferences last so many years. So thanks for giving insight about chart.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. And you feel the government is trying to increase the production in chart?
One of the things you need to take in consideration when talking about the production and agriculture of sesame seeds in Chad. Chad is a country that not many people know how many the scale of the production of sesame seed. It has a very medium market and very large market, let's say, of 140,000 metric tons annually. And after the problems with the Sudan, the disruption with the supply and demand equilibrium, so now with the price going up, people are trying to plant more. The government are incentivizing them to plant more. They are providing them loans, they are providing them with machinery, they are providing them with even the lands to plant more sesame seeds. But taking in consideration, they're only using traditional farming tools. So international companies, when they go to Chad,
because of the poor infrastructure, they don't last long. That's why.
And chard is mostly whitish type.
Yes.
Okay. And the major markets?
In the major, 140 metric tons, they only use about 4% for national consumption. 96% of them goes to Turkey and the Middle East.
Okay, thank you. Jahid, one thing before I ask question, will you brief on Sudan? You will be in the comfort position to speak on Sudan or no?
Yeah, I can give little
So can you
idea.
just update what's happening in Sudan and what do you think will Sudan will be able to export, because we don't have anybody from Sudan here. That's the reason.
Well, everybody knows that Sudan situation is critical now. There is a completely war situation there, especially the Khartoum city. Other city are started working now, but Khartoum and some other area, Kasalas and area, that's already disturbed. So there is a production of sesame. It will be have a production. Same way the peanut also will be there. But main concern that we worried that how the whole crop will be clean, because the maximum cleaning plants was situated in Khartoum city, and Khartoum city is almost destroyed. Very few plants are in Port Sudan, and there is some plants are in Gadarif area, but that is only you can clean that Gadarif quality sesame. Other quality Rahat, Sannar and other areas sesame, there is a question where it will be clean. So if local roads will be open on time, and then the production everything can become to Port Sudan and it will be export. But we have to be ready with quality acceptance. We cannot export that. We cannot expect that we can get 99% or something. Either we have to accept 97% or 98%. We have to accept. And on commitment base, it will be little difficult that we cannot be assured that it will be shipped on November. It will be shipped on December. We have to give some bigger tolerance of shipments, or 2 months or something that shipper can achieve.
But you feel transport and everything is in order there?
From some area, especially Gadarif to Port Sudan is okay. This cargo can be moved. But from other area, which area passing through Khartoum, it is under questions. Until Madani seems okay. But after between Madani and Khartoum, it seems difficult. We hope that until December it can be improved.
Okay. And back to your Mozambique. You said this year Turkey bought more than China from Mozambique. You have any figures for that?
Actually, it is not more than, in quantity is not more than China, but they paid price more than China. Normally what every year was happening, Turkey was paying $20 or $30 higher price than China, and that $20-30 was recovering just a freight difference. Yeah. But this year we got $20-30 extra than freight difference. So Mozambican exporter, they get near about $20 extra kitty for same quality and same stocks.
Okay. And what do you think was the main reason? Because you remember in the beginning of the season there was no parity to China market at all, even to the Turkey market. The Mozambique prices were too high, origin prices.
Yes, origin price was too high, but origin price was too high. There was a hidden factor that some exporters, they are playing with export declaration prices. They are declaring very low price. On that they are getting the forex gain, which is near about 5 to 8% extra profit for them. That particular exporters are panicking in the market. Maybe for the genuine exporters and all exporters, they cannot get this price. So for them that is a disparity.
but unknown players, for them there is a parity. So they was playing well. China, at the time China was not ready to pay price, but still China was getting the cheaper cargo from other suppliers, some Chinese origin suppliers, on the same mechanism used by this lower declaration mechanism.
Yeah. Okay. I think question from Mr. Abu.
Thank you, Alok.
Mr. Abubakar, you said that the association is trying to invest more on hulling factories in Nigeria. So how many hulling factories are already there in Nigeria, and what sort of production they are using locally?
Thank you very much. In terms of production, like I said, there is so much improvement now because a number of states joining the production belt now. Ordinarily, some states that doesn't produce sesame, we have now seen the recent data that shows that about 5 states are now producing sesame seed producing states. But in terms of hulling, I'm not saying the association is trying to invest. I'm saying the association is trying to get investors and partners to try to do value addition in the country, because as a government policy there are a lot of incentives for doing the local value addition before the export. Of course, there are a lot of challenges, so there are a number of multinationals now that I know, about 3 or 5, I'm even including local companies, that are making serious efforts to see that they have food hulling factories, like 5 of them, which I believe will come to operation before the end of this year.
Okay, and anything you want to comment on currency situation in Nigeria?
Absolutely. The currency situation in Nigeria used to be very terrible, of course, but until the coming of this administration, we used to have multiple exchange rates. And with the announcement of the presidents on the fiscal and monetary policy recently to have a unified exchange rate, it boosts a lot of confidence on the investors, and we believe that the market is going to be stable.
Okay. Before we go to audience, just I will ask one price expectation from each of you. We can start from you.
A price expectation?
Yeah.
Currently, I think the price we have range between 1,700 to 1,950 FOB.
FOB.
Yep.
Okay. Jahid?
Current Mozambique is still offering 1850 level, and some cargo even offering 1880 level. But my view is little bearish. I think Pakistan also have some good crop. Nigeria also knocking the door. So my view is little bearish. I think price should be the bound about 1850 level. It should be remain. It's my personal view.
Okay.
So currently in Chad, the prices are a bit unknown because the season starts on 15th of November, but currently right now in the market it's between $1,300 US to $1,500 US. In the beginning of this season, we hope to take it for approximately to start with $1,200.
1,200 is ex-Chad?
In Chad, yes.
In Chad, yes. So what it amounts to CFR?
Approximately 1,600.
600,
yes.
650. Okay, thank you.
I guess the price range would be for this year would be around 1725 to 1825, depending on the situations.
Okay. Price situation right now in Pakistan?
It's around 1750 to 1800. Yeah.
Okay. Rajesh?
Well, India is again in a roller coaster situation where the price comes in. It's really difficult to guess any prices coming in for the new season. Everything will depend on the production. If the production is good, we will again see around we had very good exports for 9911 and shortest quality between 1700 to 1850 levels. If we get a good crop at this levels, we will see again good exports. But everything depends on the crop right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with his opinions. As the importer, we hope the price will lower, and as the exporter, we hope the price will be higher. And all is determined by the market. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Importer always think of less price, but here in Africa we always hope for the higher price. So let's back somewhere. I think we can take questions from audience.
So we are sending a mic across to you, sir. Do let us know who your question is addressed to.
So I have this question. I think Alok I can pass it on to whoever he seems fit. My question is, the port stock that everybody talks about in China, about the Qingdao port, is roughly around 100K levels right now. And we've seen Pakistan being a major partner of the African supplies right now, and the shipment time from Karachi to Qingdao is not that big. So do you think that Karachi is Qingdao part 2 for the future, and China will be comfortable holding around 100K there and maybe a substantial port quantity in Karachi?
I can comment on that, then we'll see if somebody else wants to comment on that. You know, China doesn't hold stocks in originator country, mostly. They want to ship it fast because, okay, transit time from Pakistan is less, but you know there is always a risk involved, there is always a shipment logistic problems involved, vessel can be cancelled anytime. That has happened in Africa, that has happened in Pakistan too. So I don't feel China will keep stock in Pakistan, but yes, Pakistan has an advantage of 10 days to 15 days transit time, and that is the reason why, you know, the Pakistan has been able to maintain the price into the China, whereas other countries, especially from West Africa, we have transit time of 55 days. So by the time the stock reaches, you know, the world has changed, but not so in India and Pakistan. So that is the one of the advantage China has over Africa for Pakistan and India shipments. Anybody else want to comment on this from our side?
Hello everyone, this is Ashok from KK Commodities, Pakistan. So I think the question came from there about the Chinese holding up the China become the next Pakistan can hold the stock or not. So recently there was a conference in Karachi last week by name of Food AG, and a lot of Chinese buyers came to Karachi, and we are seeing that in the coming years a lot of Chinese are setting up factories of cleaning in Pakistan in the areas where sesame is grown. So we feel that the Pakistani crop is around 200,000 metric ton to 250,000 metric. Hello. Yeah. So we believe that in the future, not the Chinese will hold the stock. They will set up the factories. I think because the Chinese, first of all the transit time is less as well, to 10 to 15 days, and Chinese getting the good price on the origin is better to set up a factory than holding up the stock there. And also there is one thing, there has been an empty container shortage in Pakistan. So because of that, the Chinese are preferring to set up factories and asking people to get the container to the airport. Yeah.
But government is allowing for Chinese people to set up a unit there?
Yeah, like Pakistan and China has a very good government business and a government relationship with China's Pakistani government, and Pakistan and Chinese are very good friends also together. So government is always helpful to Chinese people to set up the factories or set up warehouses, and we are always there for Chinese people to come and together, any business there together, we are always there for them, for Chinese people, and we support, Pakistan supports China in every way, and Pakistan is always there for China as well.
Hi. I want to clear that the government will not allow to purchase the land. What the Chinese people are doing, they actually lease out the property they buy some cargo, make it clean, and then they ship the cargo. The actual thinking is that the actual buyers are Chinese. They put up their setup over there and they hold the commodity. That's why I think the Chinese people will hold the stock at the port. It's around 100K because the Chinese people are there and they are holding the commodity on the lease property.
Yeah, I think we are.
This discussion probably can be continued over tea and coffee offline. Any questions for the speakers on the stage? This will be the final one, sir. We are sending the mic across to you with the permission of the chairperson.
Thank you. My question goes to China Trade Commerce. Sorry. China buys from major producing countries from Africa except Nigeria. Please, why? The second question is, when are you going to remove the tariff barriers for Nigeria? What we just need to know is that some of these Africa countries ship through Nigerian ports. What is now the gain of Nigeria and if you don't buy directly from us? Please, are you also open for discussions about whatever concerns you have about these barriers? Please. Thank you.
He is asking that why Nigeria is not DFT. Yes.
I just say that is Chinese government give the lowest, poorest country for zero import duties, zero. Nigeria is not the lowest country in the world because Chinese, this policy is dependent on the United Nations determine who is the poorest country in the world. So you should maybe to discussion with the United Nations, and if they keep it on the name list of the poor country in the world, China's government will say the same favorable tariff to you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we can close.
Well, thank you, Mr. Alok Bhargava, sir. Everyone, firstly, a huge round of applause. What an interesting session and what interesting insights from each one of our speakers. And let me right away tell you that if you feel that this session with a multi-country overview on Sesame was interesting, then trust me that the session that's coming up right after the break, a similar session on peanut is also going to be an eye-opener for you. Everyone, before I invite you all to step outside and enjoy the mid-morning feast brought to us by Leno Gulf, I would request the chairperson of the session, Mr. Alok Bhargava, sir, to present a memento to each one of our panelists this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, these mementos are your personalized photographs while you were presenting on the stage, and goes without saying, the first one needs to go to the lady who gave us the most definitive and most candid closing statement of the day. Please put your hands up for Ms. Chen Ying, as she gave us the price perspective from the exporter and the importer point of view. A big thank you going out to Mr. Rajesh Bheda, sir, for his presentation, for his wisdom on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you clap. It will build your appetite for what's served outside. Mr. Manglani, sir, thank you so much for bringing the Pakistan perspective into the story. A big thank you to Mr. Abubakar Usman Karfi. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Jahid Nagarwala, sir, thank you so much, and thank you also for chipping in about the Sudan info towards the end of the session. I'm sure a lot of you are waiting for some critical updates from there. And finally, a big thank you to Mr. Farhan Wajeh for our debutant on chat this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a very supportive round of applause. So I would also like to tell Mr. Sisay Asmare, sir, as I say thank you for your time online. let us also tell you that we are sending across your memento with the Nigerian delegation as a token of your time here with us online. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Ms. Camilla Regina Lander on the stage from the Lander Corporation to present a memento to the lovely Mr. Alok Bhargava for chairing this session so tightly and in such a beautiful manner. Thank you, and requesting everyone please stand up, join for a group picture in front of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, a mid-morning feast awaits you outside the courtesy of Lino Gulf, which is sponsoring our networking break. So the choices are too many, and whether you decide to eat one or all the 20 things out, please remember just one thing. You have just 15 minutes for this break. So please space out your timing accordingly. We've got a super interesting session coming up. See you here in 15 minutes from now.